Hola, bienvenidos al breve repaso del imperfecto. Hola, soy señora Stanius. Welcome to the brief review of the imperfect tense in Spanish. When you're doing this podcast, make sure again that you have the imperfecto side of your chart ready to fill in as you listen, and the pretérito o imperfecto sheet that has the different uses of both. We're now going to fill in the other side. Why are we doing this? We need to review the imperfect tense so we can talk about events that happened habitually in the past. So, cuando se usa? First, we'll talk about the uses. The do-its. Remember that the D is description. So, él era alto y guapo. Su vestido era bonita. Used to do something. Cuando eran jóvenes, ellos bailaban todos los viernes. That idea of was, were, ing in the past. So the past progressive. Ellos bailaban. Ella se sentó al lado de una chica quien bebía una cola. Those inside feelings, emotions. Ellos eran muy felices. Les gustaba la música latina. Él sabía bailar muy bien. Ellos conocían a mucha gente. T for time, date, and weather. Eran las 7:30. Era viernes. Era el 7 de junio. Hacía mucho calor. And those simultaneous actions that took place in the past. Ellos escuchaban a la música mientras hablaban con sus amigos. All right, now make sure you're turning to your chart. Please be sure to stop the podcast as needed to fill in the different missing pieces. We're going to start with your AR ending verbs, and this is for all AR ending verbs. They are all regular in the imperfect. So, yo haba, tú habas, él, ella, usted haba, nosotros habamos, vosotros habáis, ellos, ellas, ustedes haban. And please make sure you notice the accent on the nosotros form. So, hablaba, hablabas, hablaba, hablábamos, hablabais, hablaban. That's a really fun one to practice. So be sure and practice your pronunciation with that. I have put the ER and IR ending verbs together because they are all also regular with the exception of 3. And we'll get to those in a moment. So your ER and IR endings are as follows. Ia, ias, ia, íamos, iais, ian. And notice for these there's an accent on all forms on the I. Our example for an ER verb, comía, comías, comía, comíamos, comíais, comían. And for our IR ending verbs, escribía, escribías, escribía, escribíamos, escribíais, escribían. Now we'll turn to our irregulars. Again, I said there are only 3 irregulars in the imperfect tense. We'll start with ser. That will be your first box. So your forms are era, eras, era, éramos, erais, eran. Accent on the nosotros. Your next box can be your ir, the verb. Iba, ibas, iba, íbamos, ibais, iban. Again, accent on the nosotros. And our final irregular verb in the imperfecto is ver. Veía, veías, veía, veíamos, veíais, veían. Again, there are accents on all of the I's for ver. Here are some of those key words. When we hear these words in our sentences or when we're writing them, we want to know that these are signals for the imperfect. Why? Because the imperfect is used to describe that background information, or it could be habitual actions or feelings, emotions in the past. So, cuando era joven, or todos los días, cada viernes, cada verano, cada día, cada mes, any of those cada, each or every. De niño, and finally, mientras, which will almost always signal that idea of simultaneous. Something was going on while something else was. All right, that ends our imperfecto review, much shorter. Again, there are fewer irregulars. Be sure that you complete your Google Docs after watching this vodcast. Make sure you write down any questions, and you can also always ask me questions in class. Gracias.